Leo hii tunataka tuangazie madhara ama athari za kodi zilizotiwa sahihi, sheria ya fedha iliyotiwa sahihi na Rais Kenyatta Jumamosi iliyopita. Je, kwa mwananchi wa kawaida atarajie nini?
Mwananchi wa kawaida atarajie kwamba ataumizwa zaidi.
Ndio.
Ile kuumia aliumia last time, sasa imezidiwa by like 50%. Kwa sababu zile taxes, kwa mfano hata kama walipunguza tax on petroleum products, pia wali introduce new taxes. I can call them, they sneaked in new taxes. Kwa mfano the tax on confectionaries, ile ya sukari.
Ndio.
Kwa hivyo kuna pia hata taxes on paraffin yenye hatukuwa tunatarajia. So watu wataumia zaidi, na nimeona hata watu wakilose their jobs because those companies, for example, which use sugar, which is going to be taxed, they might run out of the country because the economic environment, the business environment has become worse. It will affect their bottom line, their profits. So they will be affected and they will get out of the country to the neighboring countries like Uganda, Rwanda, and Burundi, where they can make more money, where the business environment is conducive. So our people will lose jobs. We already have more than 50% of the people without jobs. It will now worsen further, and the economic environment is going to be bad.
Unahakika kwamba unakubali kwamba wabunge walikuwa na nia kuangusha mswada huu?
Wabunge siku hizi hatuwaamini hata wao.
Ndio.
Kwa sababu wananunuliwa. Last time walinunuliwa na 10,000. This time round wamecomplain wakisema ya kwamba their chairman of the committees ndio wamelipwa.
Ndio.
Kwa hivyo labda walikuwa wana complain ya kwamba wao hawakulipwa wao wenyewe, ama genuinely they wanted to vote no. But from the clip you had, they voted yes. They voted no. They never wanted that bill to pass. But the person who was chairing that session, that lady from Narok County, decided to say it was a yes.
Honorable members, will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay?
Which is also fraud. It is immoral. That is fraud.
To go against the will of the people. The will of the people.
You know, the members of parliament represent us. So what they say should be what the people want, not what they really want for themselves.
Are you afraid of paying taxes, or are you afraid of your taxes being misused?
Me, I don't fear paying tax. Actually, I love paying tax. But the use of the taxation money is what I don't like. For example, when you hear there's scandals, corruption scandals everywhere, you hear, 9 billion has gotten lost by NYS, another 500 million here, another 500 million there. That's what I don't like. So when I'm paying tax and I know that it is going to be stolen, that hurts me. But if they can make sure that they have sealed loopholes for corruption, even if they tax me even 60% and then they give me good roads, even in my rural home, I will be happy because that is what we want to live a good life.
Tumalize kwa kuangazia pesa ambazo wanahitaji kukusanya. Unaona kwamba hizi shilingi bilioni 71 ambao walikuwa wanakutajia kukusanya kutoka kwa bidhaa za mafuta na pesa zingine ambazo zinahitaji kutozwa katika hizo kampuni zingine zile za nyumba 1.5 from wewe na vile vile kutoka kwa mwajiri wako, pesa za kutuma pesa na vile vile za internet. Je, zitasaidia kuwafikia kuleta hizi maendeleo na kulipa madeni ambayo tunaandamwa nayo?
From their estimation, from the 8% VAT on petroleum products will raise only 17.5 billion, and they were targeting to generate 71 billion from petroleum products. So the balance which they were planning to raise from petroleum will come from other places, like the 1.5% tax on which would be contributed by employers to the National Housing Fund, and also another 1.5% from the employees themselves. So a total of 3% on one person. And also the taxes on confectionaries. Those new taxes which have been added, they are likely to contribute to that 70% or 71%. But that is not enough. We still have a budget all of 580 billion. which we are supposed to raise either through borrowing or through taxation. So the remaining amount will be borrowed. That I assure you. Kenya has a high appetite for borrowing. So they are more likely to increase the national debt. National debt, which has increased from 1.8 trillion in 2013 to what we now have of over 5.1 trillion, and we are still borrowing more.
Mwisho kabisa kabla tumalize tunazungumzia kuhusiana na 1 million housing units at a cost of over 2 trillion Kenyan shillings. Is that a burden? Is that a burden to Kenyans? Ama Wakenya watarajia nini on that perspective?
This is a huge burden which is too high for Kenyans to afford. Because if we look at what is happening from the previous years, if we compare it to Rapset, which is supposed to cost 2.4 trillion, Rapset at 2.4 trillion has taken over 10 years to reach where they are around 50% complete. So we cannot do housing in just 5 years, and we say it is not 5 years, it is 4 years, because the final year 2022 is a campaign year, and we know that in Kenya during the campaigns everything comes to a stop. So we have 4 years to raise. The government said they will contribute 10% of the 2.6 trillion, which is 260 billion. That is what they promised that they would raise, which also translates to, if we divide 260 billion for 4 years, removing the year for elections, they have to raise 65 billion every year. But currently they have only allocated, for example, in 2018-2019, some 8 billion in the national budget. So even if counties allocate 10 billion on housing or provision of housing, that will be 10 plus 8. That is what? 18 billion.
Yes.
18 billion raised by the national and county governments would not be enough. We need 65 billion every year until 2021 for us to provide 1 million housing units. It is not 500 units of housing, 500,000 units. That is only in spoken word. The real thing written in those big documents is one which will not happen.
Itachukua muda zaidi.
Asante sana. Next 5 years.
Asante sana for your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.